more, because you are going to see it as well.
Yes, it.
Yes, it. Yes, namely, the Max Syndrome story. And there's more, because you are going to see it as well.
Yes, it.
Yes, it. Yes, namely, the Max Syndrome story.
There is no nobility in poverty. I've been a rich man and I have been a poor man. I choose rich every fucking time. There is no nobility in poverty. I've been a rich man and I have been a poor man. I choose rich every time.
Welcome to the Black News Network. I'm your host, Papa Cap and Yo Ass Jones. Tonight's story, BNN weather reporter and local hoe Krakisha McRib thinks she too good for me. The part-time weather reporter and full-time community mattress was begging me to come through and lay this pipe last Friday, but now she want to act like she don't know me. She ain't ever had a problem asking me to pay for her food, but when it come time to show me what that mouth do, the hoe proudly lied, I ain't that kind of girl. So we just gonna act like you ain't already popping Plan Bs like they a daily vitamin. Oh, please. The dry cleaners won't even take your business anymore. They all tired of cleaning up baby batter stains off your clothes. Don't ever ask me to DoorDash you no crab legs again. You ain't never gonna feel these biggity black balls snocking all up on that tuna fish hot pocket garage door. And she wanna walk around here like we strangers now? Here's a forecast for any men thinking they about to get some neck work from this hoe. Expect a 100% chance of STDs. Don't be texting me next week saying, I miss you, Chocolate Thunder, come and get this deep dish. I ain't no hot and ready midnight snack hoe. You just missed the free shrimp. And now here's Krakisha McRib with the weather.
Oh, damn.
Y'all know who the fuck I want to fight and get into it with. Whatever bitch back in the day was doing all that motherfucking advocating for all these motherfucking women's rights. That's who the fuck I want to get into it with. Cause imagine this. Back in the day, you don't gotta do shit. Your man is gonna take care of you, take care of your kids. All you gotta do is stay home, keep the house together, and take care of everything. That's it. You don't gotta get up. You don't gotta do no hustling. You don't gotta do nothing all day. And imagine a bitch just going outside, advocating, screaming and hollering, talking about, I wanna work, I wanna work, let me go to work, I wanna work,
And I can't just walk away and leave you to all this. Come home. You're here at last. I've been waiting a very long time for this.
Ma'am, I agree with you completely. The problem here is that most women have been fooled and taken in by a scam that they don't even realize is occurring. See, feminism is a complete scam, and I'll explain why. This article right here is from the New York Times from 1971, shortly after then President Nixon had taken the US dollar off of the gold standard. This occurred on August 15th, 1971, in fact. We went from having a fractional reserve currency to what you would call the fiat currency. Fiat currencies need inflation to be in demand. So in essence, they use feminism to double the workforce, thereby increasing demand for a nearly worthless currency. This is the scam of feminism that nobody talks about. So can anybody possibly think that it was a mere coincidence that the second wave of feminism coincided with the taking of the dollar off of the gold standard? Now remember, President Nixon took the dollar off of the gold standard on August 15th, 1971. This photo with Gloria Steinem and Dorothy Pittman Hughes was taken on October 17th, 1971. So that's right, feminism was a scam and is still a scam. But this was just one of the goals of feminism, of being a justification for having an expanded workforce to compensate for the fact that we have went from a fractional reserve currency to a fiat currency system. So for all you women that believe in feminism, you're being conned every day of your life. Enjoy your black pill. Peace. Oh, damn.
Let me tell you something. The world, it don't owe you a fucking thing. Not respect, not success, not even a goddamn thank you. You want it? You take it, or you shut the fuck up.
Check it. Multi-grain bread with the mayonnaise spread. Vegan cheese, spinach leaves, ain't no meat on my shit. Reading How to Eat to Live by the Honorable Elijah. They asked me if I still eat pork, now cipher. I've been civilized since I was in diapers. Real hood nigga just trying to live righteous. When I do a show, you know my fans gon' be the hypest. Ice real niggas be the motherfucking livest. We made it through the storm like cancer survivors. My team gon' eat till we all get the itis and pull up in Ferrari 488 Spiders. My head on the swivel, watching out for the snipers. They wanna do me like Chinks. They wanna do me like Harold at the light for them gold Cuban links. I don't pump fake, I put my life on these beats. On the road to success, I've been driving for weeks. This that top floor balcony rap. This that Harley Davidson bike with your girl on the back. This that fly shit, no cap. This that travel all across the world and go to every place on the map. This that top floor balcony rap. This that Harley Davidson bike with your girl on the back. This that fly shit, no cap. This that travel all across the world and go to every place on the map.
Oh, damn.
Niggas ain't fucking with me, man.
On decorations. But the white boys had told all them French gals that we had tails. Then they found this ignorant colored soldier. Paid him to tie a tail to his ass and run around half naked making monkey sounds. They put him on a big round table in the Cafe Napoleon. Put a reed in his hand, crown on his head, blanket on his shoulders, and made him eat bananas in front of all them Frenchies. Oh, the white boys danced that night. Passed out leaflets with that boy's picture on it. Called him Moonshine, King of the Monkeys. And when we slit his throat, you know that fool asked us what he had done wrong.
Country shot.
My daddy told me we got to turn our backs on his kind, Wilkie. Close our ranks to the chitlins, the collard greens, the cornbread style. We are men, soldiers, and I don't intend for our race to be cheated out of its place of honor and respect in this war.
The pupils burn from the gaze of the sunlight. Trying to go legit this time with no gunfight. Straight flights to Ghana. My man got the gold connect. Bow-legged dude with chicks on deck. He got Navy sailors moving their crypto specs. Maybach Hummer, sound like a discotheque. His brother Stan blew off his own hand. He's in the mausoleums, couldn't sew his wrist back on. It's in the Coliseum. The monster's out, straight down in the opera house. Scorpion pendant, red stone in a lobster mouth. Diamonds embroidered in the China wear. Speaking through Tesla phones. Tucked behind the ear, Snow White Royce. Guts red with lasagna chairs. Scarface party was raw with mad lines in there. Everybody holding, rock wallets, mad nines in there. Hitters with gold fronts frontin', what's the concierge? 50 years of hip hop, New York is the mascot. City is the backdrop, one more you can holler at me. You can holler at me.
That I gotta be the best of them all. That's just cut and dried. I'm the best. Whether you like it or not, you're looking at, the greatest, the best looking man, the best dressed man, long limousines, jet airplanes, custom made clothes, and any woman in the world I want, just like that. You know what? Let's face it, if you're not carrying the big gold, you're second best no matter what you tell yourself. So gear up, ladies and gentlemen. Get used to it. Who you're looking at, the man.
The almighty, the legendary West Side.
Hollow be thy name,
Fly God himself.
You're looking at the man.
Because we're in a fucking gynocracy, god damn it! Because we're in a fucking gynocracy, god damn it!
You son of a bitch! 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 You son of a bitch!
You're now rocking with the hottest DJ. With the hottest DJ. Dropping banger after banger. Bring it on now! This is your girlfriend's favorite DJ. Yes! And then on the ones and twos.
Check it out.
The dopest beats are ready. Testing speakers. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Let's go. This is the hottest DJ in the city. Live in the mix. It's the one. It's the one and only. You are now rocking with the doctor of all mixes. Make some noise for
Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's Johnny.
Show will begin now.
Yo, what up? All right, we in the building. Let me get a sound check. What up, chat? Saul.
Mic check.
Oh, you sound good. All right, Tito.
Yeah, what up?
What up, Mr. O?
What up?
Okay, good. You sound good. All right, bet. Let me say what's up to the chat. MC Recovery, Mr. O, Shakanulu, Irvin Reed in the building, Lord of Brooklyn, Kwame Kaiju, Gunmetal Guy USA, and okay, they filling up in the cloud. All right, let's go. All right, let's get opening statements and let's just get this shit cracking. What's up, Saul?
All right, I gotta make a quick detour announcement, but I gotta go on ahead and say this. Hey, on this channel, you protected. Hey, we gonna have to have y'all that's mentioning actual government names in the chat. Don't do that here. We don't do that here. You know what I mean? We got a policy. So if you want to find out who somebody is and they consent with you as far as revealing their identity, that's between you and them. But here, you know what I mean?
Niggas snitching in the
put it
chat.
out there.
Man, niggas snitching in the chat. What's up with that?
Well, yeah, you know, I don't think it was deliberate as far as but yeah, yep. But yeah, just don't mention no government names in here.
Theo Funny said, I am Kilroy. Yo, what up, Theo? Yo, Theo in the building. I'm gonna drop that conclave link in the chat too. Y'all make sure y'all sign up. This is for Theo.
We got more pricey games coming up in the second half of the show. Don't go away, folks. We got more pricey games coming up in the second half of the show. Don't go away, folks. We got more pricey games coming up.
Yeah, y'all niggas be easy in the chat with the government names. What's up with that? Go ahead, Saul. You got anything else before I pass the mic?
Basically it looks like it's been some ramping up again with some weirdo stuff as far as these hit pieces and stuff like that. We may discuss something tonight, we may not.
Oh yeah,
but,
we getting into it.
Oh yeah. So we gotta address that just for the public record because they continue with their alarmism and things like that. So we just want to put it out there for the public record. This is not a violent space. This is a space for, people to engage in debate and discourse in the digital public square. And we ain't gonna let nobody shut us the fuck up. We ain't going nowhere. Deal with it.
Well played. Yeah, we definitely gonna get into it because I seen Tito do a joint earlier this week, and I'm like, yo, that's the same boy. So we gonna after we knock the thing off at the top of the show, that's gonna be the meat of the show today. We gonna get into these. It's a slew of hit pieces coming out on the Manosphere, bro. Like the influence is growing, and they trying to tamp it down because the Democrats is on the ropes and they bleeding out the mouth. Know what I mean? Straight up. So yeah, we definitely gonna get into it, and that's why I got that poll. That's why I got that poll in the chat. Yo, who got the hot mic? Yo, Tito, opening statement, please.
Rest in peace to BGS's career. It's been a good run, you pussy motherfucker.
That's your opening statement?
Yeah, that's my opening statement. It's just been far too long that this incel whispering ass nigga has been allowed to propagate his message around the space. I mean, think about this. You got a bunch of people who are waiting on the literal collapse of society so they can have normal relations with a woman. That's the craziest shit in the world. That's the craziest shit ever. It is. It's time for this shit to stop. Getting women is not that fucking hard, man. And you can. It's somebody for everybody out there. It really is. That's my opening statement.
All right, Mr. O, opening statement. Damn, what happened to Saul?
Well, you know, the T app is done for, just like BGS's career. You know what I'm saying? These chicks then go ahead and put all their business trying to get into everybody else's business. Now look at them to try to do campaigns trying to clean up their image and everything in between. And everybody coming for the Manosphere now. Everybody and their mama, their uncle, their auntie, you know what I'm saying? Even foreign policies, even people in Canada want to come out for the Manosphere. Y'all is a little bit too little, too late. We are here. Even we rebranded ourselves. We calling ourselves the Machismo Sphere because some of you so-called founders, so-called dudes that perpetuate the space has made it look bad. So we got to rebrand it, we rename it, and you got to go into a different direction. You know what I'm saying? And I was glad I could be right here with one of the true founders. Salute to Tito.
All right. We coming in hot tonight. Let's get into it. Let's do this at the top. Let me share this real quick first. Let's do this. I'm gonna share a picture first, and then we're gonna do the video. Remove this. I posted this on the community tab earlier this week. I posted this on the community tab a few weeks ago. This is a black chick. The white chick on the side, that's the same chick. I posted this. I forgot about it. Keep it moving, right? So, to my surprise this week, Destro, you know we've been repping Destro since like season 1. Destro goes up and he he puts out this video. So we're gonna go through some of this video because one of the things we was doing since season 1 was talking about how there's a mental health epidemic with these Keishas. We had the Keisha running down the freeway naked, busting shots at everybody. We covered that season 1, season 2. We had a series of them joints. And we got these Keishas talking about, you know, the brothers dating Becky's and everybody else. They hate theyself and this, that, and the other. I don't know if y'all heard there was damn near a riot in Houston because they was giving out free weaves and wigs, right?
Wait, what?
There was a riot in Houston at the opening of a hair salon. And as the promo, the bull was giving out free bundles and free wigs, and women was camped out overnight and everything, trying to be first in line like it was a Rolling Stones concert or something. And there was so many people So one of the chicks let off like a tear gas or something to like clear the crowd so she could get in and everything, and then the cops end up coming and everything. So they damn near had a riot over some weave. So with that as my preamble, let's get into this video, and then Saul in particular, I want your feedback, because this is mental illness. Like, we see the chicks walking around with the blonde wigs and the blonde sew-ins and everything. We know about the skin lightening and all that other shit, but this is some next level shit. I ain't never seen nothing like this.
I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm gonna be transparent with you guys. I have 2 days until my phone is cut off, and I have about 20 days until I'm on the streets homeless.
Approximately 10 hours later.
I made an OnlyFans, so the link is in my bio. Go ahead and hit up my OnlyFans.
I don't need no man.
I don't need no man.
That's a black chick, yo. That's this, yo. And wait till you see how she looked originally.
Hello everyone, it's Donna Briggs, and today's thought of the day is, who are you to judge? Now for me, I'm judging. Yes, I'm gonna judge. Especially if you wanna hang around me, talk to me, be in my presence, hang out with me, just anything that's regarding me, I'm gonna judge.
Brothers, the mirrors are not mirroring anymore. Seriously, like, what in the world is happening with these women today? It's starting to feel like Gotham City out here with all these bizarre creatures roaming the streets. Just when you think you've survived encounters with Catwoman, Donatella Versace, and Lil' Kim, you find yourself face to face with the final boss, Donna Briggs herself.
Flashback.
I said it. Donna said it.
A black woman said it. I didn't say it.
Well, like I said,
This is what she used to look like.
I was thinking it,
the
but I didn't say
entertainment
it.
industry wants you to be a hoe.
They want
That's
to
what
be
they want. Less than desirable,
what
baby,
did she do?
having
What
a
did she-
baby out of wedlock with a married guy.
Much later.
Some people go around and then they always talk about what they don't want.
This is the same chick. This shit is crazy. Look at this. Look at this. Look at it.
That's what you're gonna get. That's what you're gonna get.
Yes, it's bittersweet. This moment marks a triumphant day for the strong melanated Keishas as they finally can achieve their ultimate dream of transforming completely into a real-life Karen. Modern surgery has finally caught up with the insecurities of the bitter Keisha. Armed with her brand new look, she will at last be welcomed by the Chads, Ahmeds, and even Jesus himself. Finally, she'll unlock the secret store discount at Abercrombie and Lululemon. At long last, society will place the gentle kiss on her forehead she's craved for decades. Now who cares if black men have repeatedly expressed their dislike for blonde wigs and RuPaul makeup? None of this matters now. What's truly important is whether her transformation will spark excitement in Barbies across America, granting her acceptance into the Malibu Barbie Beach House, where Barbie will finally recognize her as an equal.
Yep, that got me too. And I don't know why. Maybe because it's just so blatant. I keep thinking that people just are not gonna believe us until we're hung out there, but then even then I feel like they'll be like, oh no. Kind of like they are with
Yes, complete with all the holes, bells, and whistles. Honestly, she'd fit perfectly into a Benjamin Moore wall primer commercial, don't you think? Just imagine her gallivanting in the background. Just makes me want to grab a brush and start painting walls. And perhaps some faces too. Yeah, you see, that was one of those double entendres right there. I hope you're keeping count. Yes, my brothers, we must continue to keep pumping out these pearl necklaces.
You said you gave Mary Jane a pearl necklace. How much did that cost, man?
Well, obviously you missed the point of that story, Brian.
But seriously, why should Transformers like Laverne Cox and Elliot Page have all the fun? Why shouldn't women have the right to shapeshift and reinvent themselves as they will? Brothers, maybe it's time we stop fighting against the delusions of modern women
and just sit back and enjoy the clown show. Oh, I'm sorry, I mean circus. I mean, let's face it, pause. Adjectives like pretty, thick, obese, attractive, and even female are officially obsolete. Today, adjectives are merely expressions of what a woman feels in any given moment. The new standard of measurement is pure delusion. For example,
Out of shape black women. What is out of shape? Can someone deep dive into like what out of shape really means?
if your body is shaped like a jumbo egg or a bag of those peanuts they sell at Five Guys, yeah, you're probably out of shape. If your stomach has 3 distinct parts like one of those sectional couches, you're probably out of shape. If you have more inches on your arms than Lee Hanley, then you're probably out of shape. How about we start there?
I literally just left the family reunion.
All right, let's stop it right there. That's all we needed. Saul, you want to take this from the top? Saul? All right, Tito. I think Saul, you gotta unmute yourself. There you go, Saul.
Yeah, mic check. You hear me?
Yeah, you good. Go
Yeah, I
ahead.
was
You want to?
backstage.
Yeah, you want to take this from the top?
Yes, yes, indeed. This is that reactive identity I was telling you all about, where people tend to identify based on something that they feel is the opposite or based on something else. And, you know, they have a set of beliefs, ideology, behaviors, and even thinking mechanisms by which, you know, they are not themselves. This right here is a sort of delusion. And, you know, I would give it to Destro for pegging it, you know, right on the nail. It is a form of delusion to have a sort of belief and it followed through with behavior that you're actually not who you are, you know, and it's kind of internalized. Now, this is not something that could be rationalized with at all because they know exactly what they're doing. It is quite deliberate, whether they actually vocalize it or whether or not, you know, they just behave in such a way subconsciously. There's a sort of means to an end. I also believe that there could be some aspect of some of these people being covert narcissists who are tending their way towards what I like to call grandiose narcissism, because it's almost like they have not achieved what they deemed to have the highest form of currency, in their case, no melanin, just yet. So they'll play coy, they'll play stupid, they'll play dumb until they've achieved what they've achieved, and then quote unquote they've arrived, and of course, you know, they can live their hypergamous lifestyle. Now, there may be various degrees of this. You might have some people go with just a weave. You might have some people who might do a little skin bleaching. You might even have some people who do a little perming or whatever. But you have people who do surgery. You have people who tend to identify differently with a different tone, you know, that nasal voice, and, you know, so forth, so forth. So, yeah. But that's where I'm at with it.
Well, I've never seen this level of extreme before. Is this a form of body dysmorphia too?
It could be considered a level of body dysmorphia, you know, and one could consider it a variant of the quote unquote transracialism, right? But of course, we would hear more about Rachel Dolezal, right? But you would never, ever, ever, ever hear anything about any of this stuff. And I'm sure that there were plenty more of these than there ever were Rachel Dolezals. I'll let my plane there.
All right, facts. Yo, Tito, you want a piece of this?
Yeah, man, this is some of the most bizarre shit I've seen in a long time. When people start sending me this, I done been told y'all back in 2015 that if it was a pill they could take to wake up as a blonde, they take it. And this just proves what I was saying. This right here is deep, pure, undistilled, internalized self-hatred. This is why They are obsessed with them. This is why if you say something to them, the first thing they tell you is, "Oh, white women do it too," because they rule they mind. Think about when you see like lower tier white females do something, right? Like remember the Skrillex cuts?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the Skrillex cuts, the leggings for pants, the with the Ugg boots and all of that shit. All of that shit. Everything they see lower tier white females do, they turn around and do it, right? Because they want to be them. They want to be them. It's like everybody got their fairy tale dream. Some people might have wanted to be Major League Baseball players. Some people might have wanted to be a rock star. Them, they want to be that white girl next door. And it's sad that it's like that. And the insane part is that she was a much better looking black woman than this abomination right here that she's done to herself. That's the sad part. I wonder how many black men she was dating went out with her, and on first dates, they would call their friends. You go out with a fine female, and they, "Oh man, you should have seen who I was out with last night." Whop the bam. I wonder how many black men was happy as hell that they went on the first date with her when she was black, right? Just to find out that she turned into this. And I wonder if they found out, what would be the look on their face? Because this shit right here is insanity. And I'll land my plane right there.
And I'm gonna piggyback on what you just said. Apparently this one had the means to go all out for the full transformation. But I'd be willing to bet, based the psychology that propagated this, the majority of Keishas have the same psychology. They just don't have the means.
Yeah, you're probably right. So they just have to stop at the makeup and the blonde
and the wigs. Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So in other words, not my bad.
No. You good. Go ahead. Piggyback.
In other words, they half trans at this point. It's like a trans who didn't get all of their hormones and stuff.
No, I mean we laughing at, but a Jap had that. What's that phrase he came up with? Trans gentleman and that transgender energy that these Keishas got. You see what I'm saying? Like it's segments of it, the hypermasculinism, and then with the wigs and the drag queen makeup. Like the average Keisha now that we're looking around, like it's RuPaulish, bro. Like the way the chicks wear the makeup now, it's RuPaulish. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we're joking about it, but there are elements in this, we started off the channel like really playing up the widespread mental illness crisis amongst black women. I mean, I think the brothers is doing fine. I mean, a lot of the YNs is jammed up because the single mother epidemic then did what it did. But I think that this space has done a tremendous good job at like pulling people in, and you know what I'm saying, like, and with the talking points and everything, and you see it transpiring across social media, and you see it leaking into the mainstream. So the brothers is doing their part. This is a Keisha problem. Mr. O, what you got for me, Playboy?
Man. Preemptive programming is a motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Sean and Marlon Wayans already came out with a movie called White Chicks. You know what I'm saying? Now, this creature right here in the screen right here is the embodiment of that so-called movie. I even go a little further. Again, preemptive programming is a motherfucker. Y'all remember the cartoon series about them two Chicago boys named Huey and Riley called the Boondocks? And again, they all from Chicago. Look, there was a particular episode where Uncle Ruckus had to talk about his history, and that was his mother called Bunny Ruckus. Bonnie Ruck is literally wanting to have blonde hair and blue eyes so she can go ahead and be with a white man. This chick right here took that idea, that mentality, and brought it to life. Bro, like, and shout out to Tito. See, look, they'll go ahead, wish they had a pill. They wish they had the funds to go ahead and get the type of skin bleaching that Sammy Sosa could get. Look, no, let's not forget, a lot of these Tether chicks, and I think she a Tether, a lot of these Tether chicks from the islands, from the motherland, this is their whole outlook. They want to go ahead and have this look right here. Right here. This is what they really want to be. They want to be that blonde hair, blue-eyed Becky. They want to be like Sydney Sweeney with the good genes. And I land my plane there.
No, I think you're spot on. I think you're spot on with that. All right,
I got a new term for somebody like this. An Alba Negro. 'Cause that's exactly what they look like.
He said an Alba Negro. Yo, no, I when I saw that earlier this week, and I was like, yo, we got to talk about that on some other shit. But Saul, take us home on this though. More so, like I said, on the psychology behind all this, and tie it in with what Tito's historical perspective on Keisha is always aspiring to be Becky.
Well, I mean, the psychology behind it is twofold. One is, obviously something that we've covered extensively here in the space, and that has to do with, the sort of racialized hegemonic aspect of hypergamy. And then the twofold is obviously the sort of utter self-loathing and delusional aspects, with some features of narcissism, because in order for them to take steps to achieve what they're going to achieve, the means of the end would be blonde hair. Someone would actually go as far as, get even different color eyes and stuff like that. Then, you will start seeing full-blown narcissism. You'll start seeing them disassociate. I guess it's the sort of modern day version of being able to pass, and have all the quote unquote access and privileges there too. That's the real psychology behind it. They have a sort of inflated sense of self, but that sense of self lies in whiteness, and their sort of or sexual access thereof.
It's so crazy. Do y'all remember a couple of months ago, the movie Sinners had came out, and they was complaining about the Haley Steinfeld girl, so-called, like who she thinks she is, talking about she got like a black ancestor, even though you could tell she got a little blackness in her. This chick right here want to go ahead and be a whole entire white girl, and nobody saying anything.
Well, that's why we be having these conversations, because shit been so one-sided so lately. All right, now let's get to. I wanted to get that out the way, because I really just wanted to do that one for the public record, and shout out to Destro for putting that video together. Just like Quiet Storm said in the chat, the boy Destro is a genius. He's like one of the best producers out here in this this video game thing. A lot of I was inspired by a lot of his aesthetics when we was putting the channel together. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes. I'm gonna play a piece of this because I have to play this in chronological order. We're gonna paint a narrative now. This right here, we covered this directly after Trump's election. And we're going to see a through line. This is PBS. We covered this right after his election. We were the first to do it. I don't know anyone else who actually covered this. And it was the first mainstream news, or at least left-leaning funded news that put the manosphere right on it, and this was directly after Trump won. Trump's success amongst young men illustrates the influence of online manosphere, and we covered this like immediately when it came out. So I'm gonna play a piece of this because I'm gonna pull up the next one because Tito covered the next one that I'm gonna play. He covered that earlier this week, and it's important because that's PBS as well. But we're gonna play the Tamron Hall thing first because Tito caught it and I caught it. We talked to it. So watch. So this is the first one. This was PBS warning that. And this was really them warning their Democratic base, like, yo, you got to take this manosphere thing serious because this is why we lost the goddamn election.
Made gains across almost every single demographic group. But one of the most notable shifts was among young men, who moved roughly 15 points to the right. Laura Barone Lopez examines how Mr. Trump was able to court young men online by reaching out to them in spaces well beyond mainstream media outlets.
On the night it became clear President-elect Donald Trump won the presidency again, he was joined on stage by members of his family and several high-profile supporters.
This is karma, ladies and gentlemen. He deserves this. They deserve it as a family.
Including the CEO of Ultimate Fighting Championship, Dana White, who paid tribute to a group of men he believed helped sway the election.
I want to thank the Nelk boys, Aiden Ross, Theo Vaughn, Bustle with the boys, and last but not least, the mighty and powerful Joe Rogan.
Let me know your honest thoughts. I think it's incredible.
While those names may sound unfamiliar to some, they are all part of a growing online ecosystem that's been dubbed the manosphere, a term loosely defined as male-centered content published on platforms like TikTok, YouTube, and the popular live streaming site for gamers, Twitch.
The press is so crooked.
It's crooked.
During his campaign, candidate Trump saw massive untapped potential to reach young male voters by appearing on podcasts like The Joe Rogan Experience.
Kamala goes on 60 Minutes, gave an answer that a child wouldn't give. It was so bad.
His 3-hour-long interview has been viewed more than 50 million times on YouTube, providing several viral moments that could then be shared in clips across all of social media.
You want to start? You go ahead.
Yeah, we're good. Are we rolling?
A strategy that Trump used repeatedly on the campaign trail.
And is that a good feeling? While
No.
On comedian Theo Vaughn's podcast, he discussed drug addiction.
With cocaine, more than anything else you can think of.
Cocaine will turn you into a damn owl, homie.
He danced with live streamer Aiden Ross.
You want a drink?
And joked around with online pranksters, the Nelk boys, on his private jet.
Well, Mr. President, people surely love it.
For these online content creators, the focus often isn't politics, says internet and culture writer Joshua Citarella.
These are just general men's interests, sports, comedy, things like this.
All right, perfect. So y'all remember we did that one, and I'm playing them in order for a reason. So this was directly after the election. PBS, that's them sounding the alarm, right? Let's kill that. Why are you still up? There we go. Now, when I saw the clips, I was like, I couldn't believe how blatant this. All right, now, we did this too. We covered this. We covered Tamron Hall. Tamron Hall, when she had this was on the cusp of them releasing Adolescence. And Adolescence, as we know, is about a Caucasian boy in the UK. But when they covered it on Tamron Hall, they had a black young male. We don't know if he's FBA, but we were saying during the interview, the way he was talking, that dudes don't talk like that. It seemed like he was an actor. So let's play a little bit of this. This was from the show. This is from our Sunday show. Why are you fucking me over, StreamYard? And he sounds extra zesty.
And a lot of
get the fuck out of here. All right, here videos out. They tell you either YouTube will do it for you automatically, or you have to check the box. Is this made for kids or not? So 18 and below or something like that. You see what I'm saying to you? So half of the stuff they wouldn't even be able to see in a algorithm anyway. You understand what I'm saying? It's this whole. Man, why are you pausing me? Wow, they really not letting me play the video. This is my video. At
Now
12. Really? Does anybody believe?
And a lot of
Get the fuck out of here. Fuck you. We just want to say trans. Like, bro.
Coming across content that was discussing high-valued man.
See what they did there? You see that? You see what they did there?
See, come on,
And
bro.
the content was supposed to be about building your confidence and how to become a high-valued man. It soon turned dark. What content started to come into your feed?
Yeah, so for me, it went from like, you know, be a high value man. That's never negative, you know. Right. Speak to your peers, like, be a leader, be nice, be understanding.
Yo, who wrote this script? This whole thing falls apart because if he was actually even really listening to the content, you would hear some of the verbiage. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So he's saying be nice, be
natural intonation. It's not really natural at all. You know, most of us speak in inflection and passion about something that we truly believe in, not just something that you just, you know, just kind of are winging and, you know, hey, we're going to give you, you know, maybe $2,000 to get some books for school or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, be bought and paid for.
yeah. So let's look. Like I said, this was so terrible. Let's listen to the rest of this.
Things that Mr. Wilson was saying, but it turned into like women need to be controlled and you know, like homophobia, race.
Wow. These are all right. Perfect. So you see, remember this guy's face. So this was Tamron Hall. Now let's load up the main one. I'm playing these in order. We did PBS that came out right after Trump's election. Then this black kid shows up on Tamron Hall in relation to the fucking adolescence joint on Netflix. Now let's play the. He might be a tether, but here's the main. This is the one. This is the one that Tito reviewed this week, and this is the one we're going to go through. So let's get rid of this. Now, this came out this week. And we're going to play it, and you're going to see it's the same dude. And Tito was saying on his joint, like, yo, this guy's got to be a crisis actor. And Tito didn't remember it's the same dude from the Tamron Hall show. So this came, and look, it's PBS, the one who sounded.
I did remember. I had said it during the live. I'm like, this that same nigga that was on the Tamron Hall show.
Yeah, so look. It's PBS, the same one who sounded the alarm right after the fucking election.
Yeah, if it's affecting so many young men, then why come there's not more of them that's going on there? Why is just him?
Yeah, exactly. All right. So what you call it? Tito reviewed this week, but we're gonna go through it. This is 8 minutes. I'm gonna play some. We're gonna round robin and we're gonna get through it. So this is the timeline. So we see it's an active initiative against this manosphere content.
We turn now to growing concerns around the proliferation of misogyny online and its migration into real-world interactions, especially those involving young men. John Yang has this story about a Detroit teenager's experience and the broader implications of this trend.
Like many
Why is he getting so much press? You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's the one guy, and every news agency's finding him. What are the odds?
The manosphere drove him crazy alone.
Yeah.
age, Brian Campbell says he grew up an iPad kid,
playing a lot of video games.
You about to lose anyway, it don't matter.
And when the COVID pandemic forced schools to shift to remote learning when he was 12, his primary connection with friends was online.
I would spend all my time on the internet. Either I'm playing the video game or on TikTok or both. Fortnite, NBA 2K. If me and my friends get bored playing it for 10 hours, then we scroll on TikTok and send each other videos, and then we get back to playing the game.
Eventually, content with a specific perspective started showing up on Campbell's feeds.
It is so easy to become a top tier male in the world today because the competition is so ridiculously low.
Topics masqueraded as informational kind of male improvement. I think a lot of these people have lived more life. They're rich, they're nice car, all that. Like what society says is the ideal for a young man.
The message appealed to Campbell, and the more he engaged with it, the more he saw. Campbell had found himself in the heart of what's known as the manosphere. The term broadly refers to online communities that create and share content aimed at men and boys. But there's growing concern about the ideas behind that content. Misogynistic, often conspiratorial beliefs about gender roles and masculinity. And thanks to a handful of key influencers, the manosphere's reach has exploded. In an attempt to quantify that growth, researchers in Dublin set up accounts on multiple social media apps. Posing as teenage boys. Last year, they reported that in less than half an hour, every one of the accounts was fed manosphere content, whether they sought it out or not.
Stop lying.
In the post-Me Too movement, we've seen this surge of online misogyny in particular.
Cynthia Miller Idris is the founder of the Polarization and Extremism Research and Innovation Lab at American University.
Look at that flag behind her. The Hate Crimes and Extremism Town Hall. All right, Tito, you reviewed this week. Why don't you start us off?
Just.
Oh well,
my
go
bad,
ahead,
Tito.
Phil.
Just to give a little preface. That particular center is a front for the diverting hate people. Remember when we debunked that male supremacy score maybe about a year ago, myself and Tito and No News, we actually demonstrated how the tool that they had wasn't reliable, wasn't valid, that their research was their report, they used AI to do it. You know what I mean? So this is the same group out of American University. Okay, just to give that little preface there. Okay, go ahead, Machismo.
Oh no, go ahead, Tito. It's you.
Yeah. So the first thing is, as I said before, if it's affecting so many men, it should be certainly more than just this guy. But the other thing that just leaves me exasperated every time is the inclusion of these damn dating coaches. FitX Fearless, if he's even straight, is not in the manosphere. These alpha dog gurus that just want to sell you a program and want to, give you counseling sessions about what I don't know, they are not in the fucking manosphere. Jordan Peterson is not in the manosphere. But those people, a lot of those people, I think, are set up by them. I think that Andrew Tate is set up by them. You know what I'm saying? I think he is. I think that Andrew Tate is a patsy. That's somebody that they elevate so they can say, oh, look at him, he's a misogynist. Look at him, he's got, human trafficking charges and all of this shit. Look at him, he hates women, right? But this is all bullshit. And I really wish that, like, events like this, that one of us could show up there. Since it's a town hall, since you get to ask questions. Because I've never seen an advertisement for any type of event like that. Maybe that's a thing amongst therapists or amongst journalism majors. I don't know this event that they had, but
maybe Tito, maybe how Kanye say I can't say that. That they got a name I can't say. Who it is.
Yeah, or maybe it's just staged. You know what I'm saying? But This is all bullshit, and it's transparent. The ironic part about this is the more they come with these hit pieces, and the more they come with this type of tarring in the target demo that they coming up with it, they actually understand who's in the manosphere and who's not in the manosphere. That's what makes this fucking pointless.
All right, facts. Now would be a perfect time for our F all you hoes with Brother Zeke and the $5 super chat. He says, simple green under my sink, but bleach on my skin. Hashtag super goofy. Hashtag 409 for the 304.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
Quiet Storm said, notice they don't show the audience if there even is an audience. Go ahead, Saul. Lay into this.
I would say that this is obviously propaganda. They're gonna, take a really let's assume that it is true. Let's assume all this stuff is true, which there's obviously a lot of indication that it's not. This would be anecdotal, right? So the question would be, if you feel that this content is harmful for your son, the question is, how come you didn't ask any of those hard questions to the so-called parent as to where are you monitoring your child's access to content, right? Usually you have these journalists who look at things from all angles and play tough guy, right? And look at things in a sort of non-biased sort of way. They would ask the father, yeah, where were you, right? Then secondly, there's also the aspect of these people and their sort of propagandized research in which Jim Jordan and everybody else, who was it? Was it Massey, Tito? Was it Massey who heralded that committee? But there's a committee on the weaponization of government funds to where, there's kind of propagandized research so that people can have this sort of official stamp of approval when they go to court, and they can pretend that they're expert witnesses and things of the sort. That's what all this is about, so they can get ahead of it. So if anything comes down to the Supreme Court, they get to, come in and actually speak their biased piece. But the good thing is that we're ahead of it, and the more that we state what we need to state on the public record, the more we get to debunk this sort of stuff, the more we're able to fight this stuff, because this is how these sort of quote unquote people created this sort of academic, legal, and academic legal complex, when it came to the shaming and the council culture and that sort of thing. So the more we're on it, the less cheap that any of this stuff will have when it actually comes to real life. When people actually do have to deal with being competitive in the world, because we can't have the conversation about meritocracy in this country with these sorts of principles. So we're starting to see chinks in the armor. I'll land my plane there.
No, your mic is nice and crisp. Like that.
Yeah, thanks.
Now, I'm going to piggyback on what Saul's saying about vigilance. I've said that as they were trying to roll out these podcasts and these type of things, because mainstream media is no longer effective for them, they're going to try and roll them out into social media, and that's our turf. So just like what we're doing right now and what we did with Diverting Hate and everything else, it's cool. Roll it out on these platforms, because now you're open for us to tear you apart. And like Saul said, this is a lot of this stuff is for public record, for when they do try this, that, and the other, that there's there's stuff on the public record with us refuting a lot of these things, because most of these, they don't even know what they're talking about. Half of this stuff is them, what the Democrats and what the leftists do, trying to paint narratives to retain, because we are encroaching on their political power, because we're swaying men away from these liberal agendas, and they can't win elections anymore, and their money's being cut off. Once again, this is PBS. Shout out to Donald Trump, who just cut their funding. And the corporate broadcasting, what is it? The Central Broadcasting Association, or whatever it is, that basically funds PBS, they're shutting down. So PBS being their propaganda arm. So a lot of their money is disappearing. So I guess Soros is going to have to dig into his pockets. Mr. O, give us your take on what we've seen so far, and we'll pick up from there.
Well, this is no more than a so-called psyop that they're trying to go ahead and do. I call this like midterm or post-election damage control. They know what type of voter block that they got to target next midterm election, because the numbers don't lie. A lot of men, especially young men in the Gen Z era, is not up for this whole they trying to remix masculinity. They trying to make them into more of a plebeian serfdom class in the future, and a lot of men is not going. So they trying to target these young men, trying to go ahead and outcast. But the thing is, though, they using so-called public figures, or so-called figures that they have puppeteer around. Like, come on, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's in the manosphere. Adin Ross, really. Adin Ross is in the manosphere. Well, what happened to Mr. Tomasi and all them other cats? Yeah, you'll think they would have been front page news by now, since they so-called said they are godfathers. They got these conventions and everything. How come their names is not mentioned at all? Again, this is nothing more than a psyop trying to put dirt on the message of basically men is waking up. Men is waking up to the politics, to the relationships, and to everything in between, especially black men. And I'll land my plane there.
Well played, Mr. Well played indeed. And Quiet Storms got it right. He said this is centered around the midterms. This is not for 2028. Yeah, they're scrambling for the midterms. It's looking like, if things play out correctly, as I'm hoping, we've been doing the by the numbers on the news desk during the week, looking at all these forecasts and projections by all these political pollsters and projectionists. And it's with the redistricting happening in Texas and everything, they might actually lose seats. And speaking of which, we're going to do this story, because me and Saul sounded the alarm. We targeted Jasmine Crockett. We've been going in on her on purpose, and we're glad a lot of other content creators have been doing the same. It turns out with Trump's redistricting, the address that she has, she's no longer in her district. So she might actually lose her seat, which is the irony is wonderful. That, all right, man, let's go. Let's roll the tape.
Her book, Man Up, The New Misogyny and the Rise of Violence.
Okay, see, this is, Saul, there you go right there. We was right. It's think tank money behind that. When they start publishing shit, somebody else had another book. I forget so Cynthia Miller Idris has got a book now. It's called Man Up, The New Misogyny and the Rise of Violent Extremism. So they're written by women, women writing about the manosphere. How about that? And then, so a slew of books are now coming out to be the authority on what's going on in the manosphere. The war is on.
Violent Extremism will be published in the fall.
They land on an influencer who's offering them often very tangible and real help that makes a difference, right? Like get 8 hours of sleep and drink water and get to the gym. And they package that with scapegoating of women or treatment of women, or an idea of success as being, dominant. And so, your life is.
Yo, this is like the attack and the plague of the old bitter cat women, bro.
Improving while you're starting to believe this other stuff.
Women sell purity, men sell success.
This is seen as a more dominant position.
A woman wants sex more than the guy does.
The average woman will always cheat more than the average man.
That's the sort of content Campbell was seeing. Soon, he was echoing those ideas.
How like women want to control us, and us as young men, we have to not be at the whim of women and stuff. I didn't really know what I was talking about, but it sounded good.
Campbell's dad, Al, and his older brother, Brandon, who had fallen down similar rabbit holes when he was younger, noticed a change.
He started mentioning a lot of things typical of someone who believes that the world is against them, where you think that if you are not, I'll say in quotes, superior, then something's wrong. He was kind of taking on opinions that didn't sound like his own. They were opinions that I myself once had because I had gained them from someone else.
While Brian was seeing this material, were you aware of it?
I guess I didn't really pick up on it at first. Over time, you say a few things, it gets a little concerning, like, hey, my wife's going to clean up after me, being the alpha male and the this and the that.
Yo, this is a script, bro. Like when you shoehorn a bunch of keywords into a conversation, you can hear it. You understand what I'm saying? They're shoehorning keywords and trigger words into a conversation, bro.
Exactly. I hear that too. So it is a script.
You hear it? It's not natural it's not a natural linguistic it's not a natural linguistic pattern.
And who would say, "Oh, my wife's gonna clean up after"? Who would say that?
Bro, that's what I'm talking. Yeah, exactly. All right, come on. Bro,
who would have an issue? Who would have an issue with it?
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, who's got an issue with their wife cleaning up? That's the natural order of things. I bet you they're fucking Democrats.
Yeah.
And the type of guy that's the strongest, the baddest, and everybody needs to bow down and respect you, but then you don't have to respect anybody else.
That's not even the talking points down here, bro. It's this. It sounds like they're reading from a script off of a research paper, bro.
When it comes to behavior like this, there's really no.
And notice how it's all these white women talking about the manosphere. Yo, Becky Runkeisha, man, this is a feminist, liberal, backed,
no excuse for it, but there may be an explanation for it.
Psychologist and author Lisa Damour specializes in adolescent development.
It's helpful to think about 12-year-old boys in broader context. Girls hit puberty before boys do. So what this means is that for 7th grade boys in general, the girls are often beating them at recess, and then they come into the classroom and the girls are often beating them in school.
That don't even make no goddamn sense. When is girls beating boys at recess?
So if you are a 12 or 13-year-old boy and you have had a very rough day at school where a girl outran you at recess and then had all the right answers when you didn't understand what was happening in class.
This is a narrative.
And you know what? Most of these schools are so risk averse that they don't even have recess past, like, I think like 3rd grade, like when you like real little kids.
But this is this is a reinforcement conversation. This is the same narrative they've been pushing for like the X amount of years under the Biden administration and everything else, and that we're pushing back on it. They're just trying to reinforce the narrative, and they're trying to shoehorn. Go ahead.
And beating them at what during recess? They don't let the boys play football no more. It ain't enough room to play no goddamn baseball. What are they beating them at? What are they playing? What are they playing to beat them at? Nothing.
Jump rope.
Yeah, that's about it. Of course they beat them at that shit.
And you come home feeling pretty small and you hop online and there is somebody telling you, listen, guys are actually great. And the thing that's holding us back are girls. That is pretty compelling.
Jamie, I want you to listen carefully.
Online radicalization.
Bang. There we go. Adolescents. The same and he was on Tamron Hall for adolescents. This is scripted.
and the Manosphere are at the center of the Emmy-nominated Netflix miniseries Adolescence, the platform's most-watched show in the first half of the year, with 145 million views. It's a fictional account of how these influences lead a teenage boy to murder a female classmate.
It's a call to action by the Manosphere. 80% of women are attracted to 20% of men. You must trick them because you'll never get them in a normal way.
In real life, there's a growing number of examples of Manosphere culture affecting interactions between boys and girls.
It's like little things like, oh, you should be back in the kitchen. And even though it's a joke, some people take it really
Septum ring.
far.
There are games that I've stopped playing because every single time I joined, I'd receive a rape threat.
Are you serious?
And not only that, like what is their obsession with the damn kitchen?
They don't eat.
What is the obsession?
You gotta
What the-
understand, Saul. They don't eat unless a man feeds them, aka takes them out and pays for it.
Yeah. This is crazy.
They obsession.
Go ahead.
They obsession with the kitchen is that were they to get in that kitchen and do what they was expected to do, then that would reaffirm for them and confirm for them what they don't want, and that's to be a woman in the first place. That's why they always go cut straight to that shit, to kitchen and cooking. That's why they cut straight to it.
Yo, this is almost over. I'm gonna play the more of it out, but I'm gonna say this. This is, you see how we see what's going on, but it's so absurd watching this. This is an indication of how far off the mainstream media and press is. They're using like 1990s, 1980s like programming tactics, like production tactics. Like this is some shit you'd see in like 1992 about like smoking weed or drugs or something. It's the same formula.
Why do this bitch look like a motherfucking a henchman from like a 1990s action movie? Shouldn't she look like she should have on a black turtleneck with a brown leather jacket holding a Mac 10?
On a motorcycle, right?
No. Jumping out the side door of the van with the silencer and shit on the Mac 10. She looked like that evil ass Chinese henchman that the bad guys have and shit.
Yo, this shit is, all of these hit pieces are so bad.
But no, go back.
Chased
The
on
one that said
campus
it
by
was
two different men.
I was gonna say the one that said they was trying to grape her. Now, if you don't get Woody Allen up out of here talking about somebody's gonna try to grape her or something like that, man, they is really picking the wrong people for the wrong
you know what, they might have really said that to her, but they might have been trolling her just to get her aggravating ass voice up off the game.
No, well that, but whatchamacallit? No, I'm listening to the way this is parsed out, and it's just, it's like when you do programming, you have a word library. They're just dialogue and conversationally making sure that they put all these trigger words and all these keywords that they found on with a chat GPT search into the segment, so that they hit all the marks.
Saying that they were going to have a lot of fun with us that night.
Those kinds of things are have migrated from online worlds into real life. Sometimes in ways that boys are just trying to be provocative. Sometimes in ways that are really dangerous stepping stones on the way to more harmful and violent content and behaviors.
Experts say the key to combating the spread of these ideas and preventing their worst effects is to engage with young men.
Don't start with a lecture. Start instead with a question. Ask, have you seen this? What is it like to see it? What do you think adults don't know about this that we should probably know? And how can I be helpful?
What do you think adults should know about this manosphere? It's just like Greg Gutfeld said, like, yo, they're making it like the boogeyman, like, like it's some Hannibal Lecter shit. Bro, they are so off base. Like, the Democrats are going to lose forever.
Bro, this woman right here, you know,
That's
these
what
type
happened
of
to Brian Campbell in Detroit. Around Thanksgiving 2020, his older brother, home from college, sat him down for a long conversation.
So I wanted him to have a more, I guess, reflective idea of how he was engaging with others, how he viewed people, and how he interacted with them, less as like ideas or groups of people, but as individuals.
Campbell says that talk helped pull him out of the manosphere. He still sees online videos pushing misogynistic views, but he says he's able to tune them out and click not interested.
A lot of it was like reminding myself about, you know, people in my life, like my grandma, my mom, like remembering that like there are real life women in my life that I respect and love, and that there's more to it than what the internet shows.
This fall, Campbell will be a senior in high school. His summer is filled with internships and other programs. Now, when he hears friends make misogynistic comments, he tries to speak up. What I won't do, he says, is be complicit. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm John Yang in Detroit.
Let me tell you. Go ahead.
Look, I need you to go back about 5 frames back when his brother was talking, and then he looked at his brother like the true sucker that he was, trying to go ahead so-called get him out about the manosphere. Hold on, it's gonna a little bit back, a little back more. Right in here. It's gonna be up. You pass it. He gonna be start talking, and he gonna look at his brother. He was like, "Man, you a straight sucker." Now you keep going forward. You right up in there when his brother right there. Press play.
So I wanted him to have a more, I guess, reflective idea of how he was engaging with others, how he viewed people, and how
right there. You see how he look at him like a straight sucker? Right there. He's like, man, you know what? I don't think y'all should listen to you, bro. I know that look. I know exactly what that look is.
Yo, shout out to Detroit 313 file super chat. He said, remember, they were bullied on DJ Daniel when he has access to Secret Service by Trump, and they Breakfast Club were mocking him for his 6 surgeries. Who you talking? Oh, you talking about the young boy? That's a fact. The young boy who had the brain cancer. Didn't he die? Didn't the young boy die? Who was at the he was at the pre-State of the Union with Trump, and he made him the honorary Secret Service agent. Didn't he die?
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. Fuck all you hoes.
Oh, and shout out Red Segment with the $2 super chat. He said, watching at work.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. Fuck all you hoes. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do. Fuck all you hoes.
Cortez Smith said, there's literally no ninja who comes home from college and agreed with the state of women. Yo, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yo, that's a fact. Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, all of that shit is staged. All right, let's round robin on this. We at the 1 hour, 25 minute mark. So take us at the top. What's the overall assessment in its entirety? Like this is the most recent, but I tied the chain of events so we could see the pattern. What say you, sir?
I'm going to take a different angle with this, a more localized sort of political strategy kind of lens to it. I would say this. if I'm not mistaken, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. They're out of Detroit, right?
Yeah.
Ah, remember when we were talking about Detroit, Atlanta, Philly? Remember that?
Yeah.
You see the pattern here? So
Fact.
Detroit is basically a city that more or less would anchor Michigan. Michigan is almost always a swing state, right?
Ah, I see what you're doing there.
And so when people get to hearing about some sort of local issue, there's going to be a sizable amount of that population who's going to be in Detroit either hearing about it or watching something like this. You understand what I'm saying? And that's going to rile up people to ask their sons and nephews, fathers, brothers, yada, 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 to try to put pressure on them. So to me, this is kind of a quiet call to arms to Michigan women to put the pressure on black men because that manosphere is turning them out.
That's facts. Cortez Smith got it right. He said, last time I was in on a college campus, I literally heard guys talking the red pill. Yeah.
Well, I agree with Cortez, but with a little reservation because you do have the punk ass, white knight ass simps up there. I'm gonna say whatever I need to say because I just want to get pussy to be in these little healing group circles and this and that, trying to say whatever they need to say, and even some of them even believe they own stupidity that will also come home and, as Tito would like to say it, funky ass appeal to sophistication and say some dumb shit like that. So, do I think it has happened here in this case? No, not necessarily, because this is very contrived and some bullshit. But do I think that there's some population of dudes who do that? Yes, I do. But then again, you got to think these are also the group of men who actually go to college and actually get to practice their homosexuality because they wouldn't be allowed to do it at home. I'll land my plane there.
That's a fact. Tito, yeah, give me your he said FD signifier ass ninjas. Yeah, when we done around Robin, D got a question for the panel.
Deontay Kyle ass niggas. Gravy ass niggas.
Tito, what's your summation on the evidence presented?
This is a really, really feeble attempt to, like what Saul said about trying to perhaps manipulate a certain demo in swing states and all of that. But this is a really, it's poorly choreographed because for a few reasons. Number one, they keep dragging out the same guy. Number two, notice how they're avoiding getting sued because they didn't ask him exactly who is he looking at.
Facts.
It's crazy that they show people on the screen, but then nobody will ask, like, well, who are you looking at? I mean, because
name the actual content creators.
Yeah, if it's supposed to be so dangerous and so terrible, I mean, wouldn't you want to identify who these bad men are? You know what I'm saying? They haven't asked this guy who do you listen to, or just specifically what content. They kind of hinted when he got on the Tamara Hall show and talked about high value men, but he also did say that was like the gateway to it. That at first they was talking about high value men, then all of a sudden the content got dark, and I know they weren't talking about Kevin when they was talking about dark.
Yeah, because they did have Kevin's face on the screen as well. I think they're aiming at the people who had like 1 million+ subscribers and the key people who popped up in the keyword searches. But with regard to Kevin, the only thing they got right is that Kevin was the Black Manosphere avatar in many respects.
Yeah.
Because he embodied the lexicon.
Yeah, as far as them griping about, we made these teenage boy profiles and they kept feeding their Manosphere content. Maybe that's because of paid promotion.
Yeah,
And
man.
so Tito,
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you with that, but see, it's much like what you said before, right? It's like there's some level of obscurity and tiptoeing around, right? So, like, for example, if you think that there's a public safety issue, you're exempt from suing, right? That's one of the
Yeah,
things that are
exactly.
free speech, right? If it's an issue where there's violence and murder and this, that, and the other. Now, the same goes for research, right? If I publish something, that means that it's subjected to review on the public square, be it an academic, be it a layman, be it a homeless man in front of a liquor store with a wino bottle. You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
But they didn't publish or state or cite any of the research that they did. And usually research has a sort of empirical burden of being replicable, right? So one has to beg the question, what were you doing? Or are you just skewing stuff and just saying stuff, oh, that we researched this and we did this and we did that under the sort of presentation of officiality? You know what I'm saying? Because if we go back and actually see what they're talking about, you know what I'm saying, and actually mimic those methods, we're probably not going to see anything like what they're saying. So we all know is junk science and bullshit anyway. They're just trying to use that for the sort of badge of, yeah, this is what we do, and some damn bullshit ass liberal arts degree to make it look like they're more empirical than what they are.
Yeah, and I think it's really disingenuous that they acting like they don't know what a target demo is. They fucking work in TV. They know what a target demo is, right? They know what a target demo is. Just like, remember the show Murder, She Wrote? With Angela Lansbury when we was kids. The target demo was old ass ladies. Yeah,
exactly.
So why are they acting like they don't know what a target demo is? And I'm not saying it's anything nefarious about using paid promotion, but if you do pay for promotion, then they are going to try to route your video to your target demo. They're going to look at your analytics. Like if you, it's a service called Sprizzy, where you can pay for promotion. That's just one of many of them. But
just like with Matlock, just like
Mason,
yeah.
But when you go through these services, they're gonna most likely not only they go ask for a URL of your channel, but they go ask you for a screenshot of your analytics so they can see your target demo, or even they even got like little checks that let you promote what demo that you're trying to, let you select what demo you're trying to promote to. So that's some disingenuous shit like right there. Oh, we started Teenage Boy and they just routed out. No shit. That's the target demo, dumbass.
Yo, look at this. Quiet Storm did the research, man. We got the best chat in the land, man. We be on it. Yo, Saul, you gonna like this. What you call it? Quiet Storm did the research for us. Quiet Storm with the $10 super chat. He says Cynthia Miller Idris is the director of Pearl, Polarization and Extremism Research and Innovation Lab. In 2023, Pearl received a grant of $749,828 from the Department of Homeland Security in 2023. Ooh. Who else got money from the Department of Homeland Security? Diverting hate. The DHS is still on their site. That just about says it all. That the confirmation once again, the PSYOP and the initiative to push back the political influence of men in general, black men in particular, because this crisis actor is a young black male, and they're trying to reel that demographic back onto the plantation. To that we say, F all you hoes.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
All right, bet. Mr. O, take us home. What's your overall analysis of the stream of videos and of what appears to be an ongoing assault against male content creators of all ethnicities, and in particular, the talking points?
Well, the media has basically called us the podcast bros. Now that's their new term. Since they don't want to go ahead and mention the space manosphere all the time, they call us podcast bros. So be on the lookout for that buzzword too in the near future. Podcast bros. They ran out of ideas. They ran out of people to target with. So they gotta go after these so-called spaces. See, Trump had basically utilized something they basically disregarded. They disregarded the social media spaces. You see what happened to Kamala Harris. She only wanted to go on legacy media, so-called propaganda programs that only old people and people that basically stuck under a rock only watches, not knowing how to basically utilize this new medium of entertainment and information called the internet and YouTube and other social media outlets where actual real people get to talk real things with other real people. They have forgot about that, how to stay relevant and stay in touch with the so-called demographics. You know what I'm saying? That's how you stay in touch with your demographics, by using what they're using every day. Donald Trump utilized this to his advantage through his own son, who basically told him, like, yeah, you better hop on these podcasts because you'll get more reach versus trying to be on shows with The View, being on shows with like Piers Morgan, MSNBC, Joy Reid, people that's already bought and paid for it. And they try to come for these podcast bros too. They try to get them a little endorsed. We seen the malarkey during the whole election season. People didn't even stand on what the words really meant, like FD signify and they alike. The Grits and Gravy podcast and all these other so-called Johnny Come Latelys. They want to go ahead and paint the manosphere or with so-called red pill talking points as so-called old man, old caveman, misogynist ideologies. Ironically, they want to use these same talking points to put shame on God's hearts to fulfill these now redundant type of grandeurs of masculinity. He wants to be protectors for independent women. He wants to be providers to independent women that can provide for themselves. He wants to be father figures or husband figures to combative women with combative children that is not going to listen to what we want, but he wants to go ahead and be taxed and pay for it anyway. Them days is over with. Them days of manipulations is over with, and they don't have how to go ahead and get the next generation fall on their sword. So they're cooked. They're done. And I'll land my plane there.
All right, well played. So Cortez, here it is. No, it was D, not Cortez. That's why I couldn't goddamn find it. I don't know who this is, and if someone knows, you guys feel free to answer this question. He said, Machismo and panel, what's your take on Jeff St. James? I don't know who that is. Does anybody know who that is?
Nah, I don't know who that is.
No. I don't know. All right, sorry, D. Nobody knows who that is.
I mean, if you could drop a link or anything like that and give us like maybe a week or a news test episode.
Yeah, we could do. Yeah,
some review and analysis. We could probably.
Facts.
Give some take. Speaking of which,
that's the guy that people are saying.
He talking about the therapist boy.
Yeah.
So in that case, give us a little time. I would say generally he's okay. I would say he's speaking about 80% of stuff. I can't say that, I'm 100% going to get behind anybody or anything like that. But I would say 80% of the stuff he's on the ball with. And the same thing goes with that other therapist. What's the white boy name from San Francisco?
You talking about the Orion Teraband guy?
Yeah. So
you know what? the way that you know, they always worship degrees and credentials so much. This is really ironic that now you have a credentialed individual talking about them. I wonder what they gonna say now. I wonder how they gonna question him.
Several credentialed individuals.
Yeah,
But
you're right.
see,
Several, yeah.
and you're starting to have women come out actually themselves saying it, right?
Yeah.
But the issue is what they do because it doesn't fit. Remember, I was telling you about that ideological framework when it comes to therapy. There's something called feminist therapy. It has nothing to do with learning any skills or any tools or anything like that for healthier living. It's just to reinforce those sorts of concepts. So to me, how's that any different than a reverse of quote unquote conversion therapy? Because they consider conversion therapy based on ideology, that being Judeo-Christian values, to turn somebody who was a recovering, would you say, Zestmeister into somebody straight again. But how is feminist therapy not, quote unquote, a reverse of the same thing, But I can, what, D, I'll tell you this. I haven't fired up the channel a little bit. I might do something on some of those therapists this week for you. How
Yeah,
about that?
that would be great if you do that, Saul.
Yeah.
And Quiet Storm said Kosher interviewed him last week, and he said, yeah, he did a collaboration with Kosher last weekend.
He
so
did.
you could, yeah, so I'm with Cortez and D and everybody else in the chat. He's purple pill to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like he's purple pill to me.
I bet you if somebody pressed him about is he in the manosphere, he would denounce the fuck out of us too.
Well, he technically kind of already did. I heard him say some backhanded shit a couple times.
Well, he's probably doing that because he's thinking, quote unquote, you know what I'm saying, license. He's probably thinking that, like
No, he didn't say
professional-
he didn't say the word manosphere. He just made a sweeping, broad generalization statement about some talking points and generalized men as such. When he did the he did the both sides argument, and I'm like, oh,
Okay.
you're
Both-ism, yeah.
both-ism. I said, okay, you're one of them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I gotta see. But I'll tell you what, like, as promised, I will fire up the channel and do a little something. So, when I do D, I'll make sure I schedule it so you can go on ahead and check in. It's most likely gonna be on the evening, maybe before Machismo does his news desk, which opens up the door for me to ask the question of Machismo while we're here. Do you think we should probably revisit the divergent hate and some of those questions on the questionnaire, just so that we can actually see once again how they were asking, on the questionnaire, now this is quote unquote a questionnaire about so-called male supremacy. And they asked, are you a supporter of Donald Trump or, Joseph Biden? And then they asked, the other question, are you a conservative or liberal? Now, how valid would your quote unquote male supremacy tool will be now that Biden ain't in there anymore? And obviously Trump is going to turn him out. You understand what I'm saying? So these are politicized tools. But just wanted to put that there.
I agree with you 100, and we should revisit. And it's timely that we do it because we were kind of ahead of the curve spotting these joints. Rolo and what's this guy's name? MTR addressed it because their names were on that list, and we followed up and did the deep dive. But we were ahead of the curve because they went full tilt after the Trump election. So we do these things for the public record, for the general conversation, so that it's no longer a one-sided, they get to paint the narrative of what's going on. Well, and they're doing a terrible job at it, by the way. But once again, now that they're in our territory, we get to do an instant response. And in general, shout out to the larger content creators with the huger audiences, that they tend to call it down the middle the way we do it. Some of the smaller content creators, and that allows the message to proliferate across larger social media to a larger audience, and we end up drowning out the algorithm. Like Obama got his ass handed to him after that Michelle Obama joke, as I said it would. He played himself coming on there because Michelle was getting all the slings and arrows, but him coming down and she got him to take the snake out the jar with his own hand, but then he volunteered the goofiness. And I'm waiting to see what his next iteration is going to be when he crawls out of his hole, because his social cachet has been destroyed beyond recognition. Guys, we're at the 1 hour 46-minute mark, man. Let's wrap it up. You guys take your time with closing statements and anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here. We're good.
Whoever want to go first.
Yeah, whoever. Yeah, go ahead.
This week, we'll be examining a semi-famous female chameleon, and probably more than one chameleon. And I will have to ask brothers, how long are y'all gonna continue? How long are y'all gonna continue to let these types of individuals pollute the space? We will be asking that.
That is a good question,
because I saw a female chameleon's profile today that, even though she was, I guess, pretending to be an Israelite, she has some very disturbing things on there, including analingus. And I think y'all know what that means. She had a man handcuffed on his stomach, a naked man handcuffed on his stomach, but
blasphemy.
But she's supposed to be, this super popular, people see her as being in the manosphere, right?
What?
She doesn't really do anything on YouTube, but she mostly does, the lazy content on TikTok and Instagram. That's the girl that remember that viral that picture that went viral last year that said stop hiding prostitution behind I don't date broke men. I think everybody remember that picture. Her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of these chicks is this type of content, the algorithm rewards it. It is what it is. That's the math. You see the numbers. So that's algorithm chasing. They trying to get, because I'm seeing, and it's also, shout out to AC, the season of the reach back, courtesy of Trump. Salute to you, sir. Who has, shout out to Trump, because that's real pimping there. He stopped subsidizing these hoes. You know what I'm saying? And it's the season of the reach back. That's why you're seeing so much of that sort of content. Whoever wanted next, Saul or Mr. O. We got about 7 minutes left.
Well, I was gonna say, throughout these last few weeks, our last few months, they've really been trying to find a way to get rid of the so-called spaces. They done everything. They done damage control. They even had these so-called million plus subscribing douchebag guys like FD Signifier, Grissom Gravy, and all these other Johnny Come Latelys, and all of them trying to put and slander the space, but we still here and the message is still going strong. I just don't understand what is so wrong about men being men, trying to get back into their righteous place, just letting their nuts hang and breathe. Like, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with a man want to be the so-called head of his own destiny and household, and just go ahead and tell a woman, like, look, you got two choices. Either you go ahead and be done with that BS, and you go follow my lead, or you go ahead with the rest of them and go ahead and if you slip and you fall, it's on you. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. What's wrong with holding everybody accountable when we be all held accountable the most? That's just what I'm just trying to figure out. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And they using old tide, like they don't understand the conspiracy theorists are not being the conspiracy confirmers. Y'all using psyops that's outdated. Y'all using the same actors, the same tie scripts. Y'all don't know how to catch up with the times. Even your own paid actors is falling apart. Like they don't even know what to do anymore. They're like, man, you know what? This thing about this fall apart. I might as well go ahead and get the best thing I can get out of this. Like Tamara Hall, Joy Reid, all the rest of them. They know they bought and paid for it, and they failed. You know, the George Soros machine is no more, and a lot of people just waking up to the so-called fallout. And unfortunately, that 2030, 2050 numbers of these chicks being single and lonely, and unfortunately probably put back onto the funny farm, aka the mental institution, it's just gonna have to be their final home. And a lot of you simps gonna have to go with them because y'all just can't live without Keisha. I can't stop from saving y'all mamas, y'all sisters, and this is gonna be y'all so-called folly too. So when y'all in those little FEMA camps, like Tito said, y'all gonna be at. Look, just don't be crying. Don't be talking about, man, y'all manosphere dudes, y'all so-called podcast bros, you red pill guys. Y'all put us in like, no, we try to warn y'all before y'all got here. And I passed the mic.
All right, well played. All right, so it's all yours, man. Take us home, Playboy.
Like I said before, sometimes this week I'm gonna be firing up, because of D, to talk about, some of these aspects of the mental health realm and how you're starting to see all these experts come out. And maybe we'll discuss proper vetting of these so-called experts, or if you decide that you want to go and get some therapeutic support yourself, how to actually, vet one too. It's almost like barbering, man. You just don't let anybody in your head. Second thing is, I want you all to consider random incidences and phenomenon and BS or anything like that, because it seems like midterms is they're starting early with it, and of course all of that is going to more than likely predict how things are going to go when it comes to the general election. So be on the lookout for things or events or anomalous stuff that will go on in states such as Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Georgia, and cities such as Atlanta, Philly, or Detroit, because it seems like they're trying to start early. I'll land my plane there.
All right, excellent. All right, man, we are at the 1 hour, 53-minute mark. You guys know what that means. I want to say thank you to everybody for showing up and showing out. Once again, on a Sunday, late as it is, depending on which time zone you are in. Thanks for our active chat, asking questions, being involved. We're building something great over here, and we appreciate y'all. I'd also like to thank my illustrious panel for showing up consistently, nonstop every Sunday, and helping us put on the mainstay for Sunday, this Sunday panel, man. Thanks to everybody who supported the stream with Super Chat. I believe Quiet Storm is the stream sponsor. We will be back tomorrow evening with the MTV News Desk. Shout out to Quiet Storm. I got a ton of stories for y'all, courtesy of him. So this should be a pretty good show for the rest of the week. Yeah, man. Right about now, I like to say good night and good luck.
Here's another classic. The definition of hip hop. Here's another classic. The definition. Here's another classic. The definition of hip hop. Here's another classic. The definition. Chemistry.
Hey, where's Stewie?
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. Okay, I don't know. Whatever it is, it's not right on the teleprompter.
There it is. We are going to do Sting, yeah.
There's no words there. To play us out. What does that mean, to play us out? To end the show?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, go.
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today, and we'll leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live. We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it, and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
In 5, 4, 3.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. I'm Stewie Griffin. Thanks for watching. We'll leave you with Sting and a cut off his new album. Take it away.